Hi everyone, and welcome to TWF Impact or Hit. I, Joey Styles, Jonathan Coachman, and Ada English here. And today on Impact or Hit, we want to wish everyone a happy Freedom Day and the 4-1 rights. So 248 years ago, the 4-1 rights, which was formerly the third between settlings of the 4-1 kingdom, became free and became the 4-1 settlings, and then later on became the 4-1 rights. And we have been free for 204. The 4-1 rights has been free for 248 years. And for those 248 years, we have dealt with fierce strikers, dealt with other lands, and other folks that wanted to overthrow this 248-year-old folkreich. But here we are, 248 years later, after sundry wars, some that we gotten into, some that we got pulled into, and after wars, fierce striking, and whatever, the 4-1 rights of North Finland is still here. That's right, Joey Styles. The 4-1 rights is still here, 248 years later. So we are happy for Freedom Day, and some folks might not make a big deal out of it, but it was a big deal for the 4-1 rights to become free from the 4-1 kingdom. And that is true. This land wanted to become free when they lost their rights and freedoms to another land that should have been shielding those rights and freedoms but chose not to. And now we are here 248 years later, still around. But today is all about fighting for freedom, but it's also about one man wanting to prolong a war that he started against God Jorah, King of the Fiends, or Kaiser of the Fiends. Joey Styles says, a man who was missing yesterday but has now been seeked. Yeah, Jonathan Coachman said that would be the Highlandish war, that would be the Highlandish fighter, Drew McIntyre. And the Highlands can talk about being free all they want, but they had their freedom once, lost it, and they're still working to get it back, Jonathan Coachman says. Hey, don't say that, Aiden English says, because some folks in the Highland see themselves as a folkreich, and they see themselves as a free land, even though they're mostly still a settling somewhat of the 4-1 kingdom. Aiden English says. Alright, Drew McIntyre says, yesterday I had some deadweight, Lindworm, whatever the bloody hell he is, run his bloody mouth off about me when I wasn't here. You see, I am sick of dealing with weaklings, who don't have the boldness to do it leer to leer, either it be CM Punk, or either it be Seth Rollins, or either it be that shithead Roman Reigns, because those were free folks that were guilty of never doing anything leer to leer when I had my dealings with them. So, God Jorah, you want to be laid out? I've already dealt with one bloody shithead by the name of CM Punk. I do not have a bind dealing with it again. And I hope that your tail doesn't bloody break off, because if it does, then I'll just show that you're really more of a weakling than you are. Hey, hold on there, son. I heard all the shit you were saying about me, and I'm here. I'm talking to you, leer to leer, Drew McIntyre. I'm not a weakling. I'm not one of those bullies or trolls that strikes someone from behind and runs off. I got boldness, I got fearlessness, and here, I'll look to you leer to leer. Yeah, we started fighting You beat me, I beat you, my tail broke off in one of our matches. Only this time, that's not gonna happen. Is that right, huh? You seem to think you're like Stone. You think you're stunning Steve Austin, the overstar Steve Austin, the ringleader Steve Austin, Stone Cold Steve Austin. He was a bloody weakling too. He was a bully too. How the bloody hell did a bully, a man who was always irked and angered and wretched all the time, how the fuck did he ever get on top? You know what? When men like me, who had true skills, had to fight to get on top. Are you saying that Steve Austin didn't have skills? Are you telling me that the only thing he was good at was, drinking Earl or beer and giving folks a neck breaker, which they call a stunner? Are you telling me that he didn't have the skills? Drew McIntyre, you forget that wrestlers like Steve Austin was like you. No one gave him the time of day in USWA or in WCW. Really that much in ECW or in WWF. He had to work to get to the top. Yeah, but he never had to win the winnings he never worked at a Wrestle Madness where there was no one there. Yeah, he never won the WWE heavyweight winnings and the TWF heavyweight winnings when no one was bloody there. And then what happened? I get fucked. First by Roman Reigns and WWE. Then I get fucked by CM Punk when he comes back. Then I got Damian Priest claiming he's the World Heavyweight Fighter. He ain't shit. And I will get that winning from Cody Rhodes, and I'll beat the shit out of you. Drew McIntyre, you forget that when you won the TWF heavyweight winnings the first time, the 2nd time, when you won the WWE heavyweight winnings the first time and the 2nd time, who was right beside you? Who was the man that said, "It's your time now, Drew, you can do it"? That was me. Who was fighting right beside you when Diva Talk shifted heel for the last time and wanted to take those winnings off of you? Me. And you started shit with me months ago. And then what happened, Drew McIntyre? You went into hiding. And here we are. So let's have that match. And then you can show how strong you truly believe you are. Because Godzilla 316 said, I just stomped your rear. Yeah, and you're stealing shit from Steve Austin. Well, Danny, it might be true that Godzilla or Godzilla, which we do have to watch his Toho film and his Dream and his Warner Brothers film, Joey Styles said, it is true that Godzilla has been offshooted to be like Steve Austin when he became Stone Cold Steve Austin, and a tail down. And so far so good that this Playmates Godzilla or Godzilla doll didn't have the tail mis set up. Yeah, that's right, Jonathan Coachman says. It is true that Godzilla behaves like Steve Austin, or there are many things between him and Steve Austin that are the same. And there are many things that aren't the same between them, but there's a lot of things they do got the same. And Drew McIntyre is going to learn, you got to put in the time and put in the work, and you got to stop bitching and ranting about how the matches you should have won, the straps you should have won, and just worry about, because what you've done lately, not what you did in the past. And now wait a minute, Drew McIntyre just dropped Godzilla or Godzilla. Well, to give some onlook to this whole Drew McIntyre bind, Drew McIntyre is a man that has started to choose to bitch and rant about the unfairness of things. Bitching about matches he should have won, winnings and straps he should have won, things that should have happened to him in his 2-diff run in WWE, but did not. You know, it's what you done now, Aiden English says, not what you did in the past. Oh, you know, he spends way too much time bitching about how he should have become a 3-time WWE heavyweight fighter in 2022 while, and that didn't happen. He guilts it on a lot of folks. Jey Uso, he guilts it on Jey Uso, Jason Uso, CM Punk, you know, Damian Priest. Drew McIntyre won, and Seth Rollins said if he loses this match, Aiden English said, it will be because he wasn't the greater man. Oh, the Claymore kick to Godzilla. Godzilla is down. Now we got the future shot DDT, whatever that stands for, Joey Styles says. I have been in the skilled wrestling business on and off for years, and I still don't know why they call it a DDT. Well, don't look at me, Jonathan Coachman says. I only had 2 runs in WWE, and my first run went more greater than my 2-diff run. Aiden English said, I don't know why they call it that, but if he can beat Godzilla, he would then be being back on the winning track. 1, 2, and only Godzilla or Godzilla kicks out. You know, now Godzilla or Godzilla is irked. He's angry, Joey Styles says. And he hit him with his tail again. He's got the other leg. He's now doing all those stomps that Steve Austin does when someone is in the side. Now he's putting his fist to him just like Steve Austin did when he was stunning, when he was the overstar, when he was the ringleader, when he was Stone Cold. Godzilla hit him with the Godzilla Stunner, which is offshooted from the Stone Cold Stunner when Steve Austin started doing it, Joey Styles said. Will he get the win here? Jonathan Coachman said. Will Godzilla beat Drew McIntyre? Joey Styles said. If he does, then Drew McIntyre will bitch and rant about losing another wrestling match, Jonathan Coachman says. I believe he will, Aiden English says. He's already bitching about a lot of things. 1, 2. No, that did 1, 2, 3. Ding, ding, ding. Here is your winner, the King of the Fiends, or the Kaiser of the Fiends, Godzilla. And Godzilla has beat Drew McIntyre here today on Dynamite or Mike. He has beat Drew McIntyre here today on Rampage, here on Hit, here on Impact or Hit, and Freedom Day, and the 401 Rights, Joey Styles says. Well, we do know one thing. He's not going to be happy about losing that match. He's going to be bitching and ranting about the unfairness of it. He's going to offshoot Godzilla on the list of folks that he's hated. You know, Aiden English said Cody Rhodes, Jason Uso, CM Punk, who else? Seth Rollins, Damian Priest. Who else wasn't on Drew McIntyre's supposed foe list, Aiden English says. Well, Joey Styles says Godzilla or Godzilla, the King of the Fiends, the Kaiser of the Fiends, beat Drew McIntyre here today on Impact or Hit. Now, do we think Godzilla is going to be in the Gals in the Boundary, or we already got too many wrestlers or too many fighters? Jonathan Coachman says. We'll take it away now to Jim Ross. Thank you, Joey Styles and Jonathan Coachman. I'm going to be talking with Drew McIntyre here today on Impact or Hit. Alright, shut the bloody hell up, Jim Ross. I'm not in the mood. Alright? You saw what happened to me out there. Yeah, I did. You saw I lost to God Jorah, who likes to behave like Steve Austin. Let me tell you something. I'm being fucked with again. Yeah, just like WWE's fucked with me, now the TWF is fucked with me. And why the bloody hell is it so hot in here? I gotta shift open a window or put on a Kindle. Anyway, God Jorah, you're on my shit list. Like CM Punk, Jason Uso, Cody Rhodes, and Damian Priest. Yeah, we only got Jason Uso and Cody Rhodes' and Seth Rollins' dolls. We don't got Damian Priest's doll yet. Who gives a shit? He's on my shit list, even if we don't got his doll or not. I'm gonna tell you right now. I will be the three-time TWF heavyweight fighter. I will be the one-time world heavyweight fighter. And no one in this bloody hell business knows how to book me right. Fuck it, I'm done. Oh, better. Oh, line up the window. Alright. Is Drew McIntyre truly done with TWF? Back to you, Joey Styles and Jonathan Coachman. Well, I understand that he's on his way out, but Astronema's like, Drew, what's this about? Get out of my way. Go tell tell Hunter Hearst Helmsley or Triple H or Paul Triple H Quebec, I am done with the TWF. They want to fuck me over. You want to have another match with God Jorah, my fostered brother. Yeah, I do. Well, I'm going to put you and Galled in the boundary. You're going to get your one more match with God Jorah, but you're not going in alone because I will be off shooting one other man in there. One other woman I feel should be in there too. Sheamus O'Shaughnessy, your on and off friend. And then someone else I feel I'll put in there. But I'll let you know. You'll let me know, huh? Well, I do not trust you. You're as bad as Adam Pearce, Nick Ambris, and Ava Rain, Santina Marella, or Zack Ryder, or, Christopher Daniels. Alright, if that is your belief of me or my work, I'm sorry. I can't shift that. But you got your match. Well, it looks like it is all the time we got here for Impact or Hit. I, Joey Styles, Jonathan Coachman, and Aiden English. We hope you like Impact or Hit. And we'll see you tomorrow for Friday Night SmackDown.